making it efficient and portable. It also supports a wide range of popular open source and open models like Gemma, and has a thriving tooling ecosystem built around it thanks to a great open source community. And we made it really easy to work with Gemma in Llama CPP by releasing the model on launch day in GGUF format. GGUF is a self-contained checkpoint format that's designed specifically to be used with Llama CPP. It bundles together all of the necessary information for loading and running a model in a single file, eliminating the need for any other configuration files. If you've worked with other checkpoints types, like clone the Llama CPP repository off GitHub, and then build it, and then in one line, you can perform inference on the model right on your device. And so now let's dive a little bit deeper locally on my laptop here. You're given 16 words, and you're trying to find 4 patterns where 4 words match into the pattern, and no word can be used twice, and every word has to, and no word can go unused. And so in this case, maybe a match would be lawsuit, action, claim, and complaint. Those are all legal words. Okay, correct, awesome, I got it right. I was worried about that. So on the back end, how this actually looks right now is very not complicated. I have all of the solutions hard-coded. I can add more puzzles, but then it's just like kind of a test of my memorization skills as opposed to my word association skills maybe. And so what we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a little part of this project where we're going to try to get it so that it's not fetching the connections from the disk, things that I'm writing, and instead fetching from Gemma. Hold in there. You can see at the top, I think that's just a bit of a UI glitch. The model is loaded into RAM on this MacBook right now. And I'm using this interface called LM Studio. On the back end, it's still using Llama CPP, but I thought this would just be nicer to show in this demo environment. Python 3. Okay, cool. So I want to emphasize that this is running on this computer, and this is like a MacBook that you can just buy at the Apple Store. It's not a special computer or anything. And what's cool with this interface is we have this nice chat interface that formats everything, and we can show it real nicely. But at the same time, we also have the ability to set up the same model loaded into RAM as a model server instead and access it programmatically. So this will become a bit important later, and we'll go back to this. Do we have a beautiful poem? We do, awesome, so this works. But let's not get distracted, let's go back to the task at hand. So I've written down here a series of patterns and words that I've seen in past connections puzzles. And what we're gonna try to do is we're gonna use these as part of the prompt to try to get Gemma to generate more. So let's make sure. So let's just say, let's tell Gemma below are a series of patterns and words that fit those patterns. Then we'll say generate 4 more patterns and 4 words for each. I'll see what that does. And I think some of those they might be a little bit easy, but it's doing it. It's doing it correctly, and it looks like it's generating things that I wouldn't expect maybe. We'll put it in JSON. We'll generate 4 words for each in a JSON format. We'll edit the prompt like that, and then we'll go ahead and regenerate that. Oh, and it looks like we're successfully generating a JSON. And that's really good. And so one thing I want to emphasize here as we're watching this generate is that what's important is that there's a lot of this going on as you're building something like this, right? Some interesting patterns here. And I can generate this a couple times, and you'll note that while we have a couple of different examples, it's pretty robust in that it always generates in the same format. And this will take a little bit of tweaking to do, and that's what I've done behind the scenes with this prompt. But we can get to somewhere where we can use in the API. Pass this into this function, and now call Gemma instead. We're going to save it, and now when we refresh the page, we're loading because we are generating we're generating the patterns right here. And again, I want to say, this is a normal laptop. There's no trickery behind it. We're generating the tokens on this laptop. And when it's done generating, I can go back to my game and I have a brand new game. And I can just use this as many times as I want.